So here's my other video. So this video that I'm going to be talking about is how I am so sick and tired of my brother-in-law, Jason. He's being a major asshole. He's so disrespectful to me and my daughter since we got there 3 weeks ago. And I do not appreciate his crap. Obviously, he does it with his kids because Dustin even told me how his dad would pick fights for no good reason out of nowhere when he was cooking dinner at one point, or lunch, whatever it was, or breakfast. And he was telling me about that. And it's like, oh my God, I'm like, this man is not the same man anymore that he used to be. He's changed, and not in a good way, in a really bad way. He's been pissing me off. I've told a friend of mine about it, who's also a fan. Um, he also thinks it's ridiculous too, and that it's not okay that he's behaving like that. Because I don't appreciate that he's behaving that way and stuff. He always starts something, and I'm like, what the hell is your problem, dude? He kept trying to tell me how to be a parent to my kid, and I'm like, no, you don't get to tell me anything, dude. Keep your fucking mouth shut before I report you to my caseworker, because they already get mad when certain family members cross a line. Unless you want to be one of those people, don't even go there, dude. But he's an idiot, as always. I mean, his wife already got pretty upset with him. So, I'm just getting tired of it. I'm also tired of the fact that I don't get the same courtesy when it comes to my kid. Like, oh, so JD and Ken's kids, they can have that privilege of watching their kids, but when I need them to watch Athena for a couple hours, that was a problem, and they left her alone. Even though Jason was in his office downstairs, they still leave her alone by probably going upstairs, or actually leaving. And I'm like, why in the hell would you do that? It's like, because Jason's like, oh, Dale asked my kids, and I'm like, excuse me? If you're gonna do that, then do not have JD and his wife, Ken's kids there then. Or your grandkid either, which is Justin's son, Jaden, which is Jason's first kid that he had from his first marriage, who's just a few years younger than me. But anyways, yeah. It pissed me off when they do things like that, but then Jessica has not said anything like that again, because obviously she knew that pissed me off and realized that that was a mistake to say, because yeah, I still don't trust that because of how they all have been, but Jessica's not as been bad as Jason has. But also, they need to work on being more respectful, especially with Athena, because when JD's kids, Mackenzie and Jeremiah, and then even Jared, they always run upstairs to go play after only being downstairs for a little bit, and it's like, that's not fair for Athena. And I had to tell my niece Sam, I'm like, you need to tell your brothers and sisters also, who are where you all watch the kids, y'all need to stay downstairs for Athena, because that's disrespectful. You're being rude, making her feel left out because she ends up crying about it. And I do not appreciate that. She's like, well, I'm not in charge. I'm like, I didn't ask that. I asked you to go tell your older brother and sister who is in charge. But you're pretty much all in charge of the kids, because Jessica doesn't watch them, neither does Jason. Jason also needs to shut his mouth when he acts like he does watch them when he doesn't. I'm like, dude, don't even fucking go there, because you're upstairs in your fucking room. Don't give me that shit that you watch them. And then he was giving me crap from last night about, oh, Athena wasn't even doing anything wrong. He's like, oh, well, I don't even let Mackenzie and Jeremiah play on the equipment. And I'm like, she's not even playing on the equipment. What the fuck are you talking about? And yes, they have played on the equipment when you're upstairs. And he acts like he tells them things when he does not watch them. Jake got annoyed with his dad and said, no, she's fine. Because she wasn't even that close. She wasn't even picking anything heavy up. She was being a good girl about it. And I was standing right there. And I'm like, you're in the fucking kitchen running your mouth for what? When you're not really seeing the whole thing. You only saw a little bit of that. But that was about it. And then he's like complaining about it. And I'm like, you still have a section here with your fucking toys for the kids. So what the fuck are you talking about? It's saying, oh, she can't be over here at all. I don't even let Mackenzie and Jeremiah. I'm like, excuse me? You do not say that shit to them. They just do whatever they want and climb up, and then Athena feels left out because she can't do anything like that. And I'm like, and you have the nerve to saying stupid stuff like that? You're losing your respect to your own kids, who obviously are starting to hate your guts. I know that tone. I know the look on their face. I have done it myself with my mother before she changed. And I'm like, dude, you're not even seeing that. This is why your kids are not always as respectful towards us. Because of you and your fucking attitude. And he needs to go and re-educate himself of being a parent. But also to be a good person, obviously. Because this is just ridiculous. I told my mom about it. And she's also, yeah, I know he changed. She can tell when he was helping me. She's like, yeah, that's not the same Jason at all. He was being so rude and snarky and being a total asshole. And he was being a big problem even on over a week ago when me and Athena were having chips and salsa, and he was acting like she was smearing salsa on the couch. I'm like, no, she wasn't. Her hand was clean. She had her other hand in her chip dipping the salsa, but he's acting like she's putting her whole hand in the salsa. I'm like, she has a chip in her hand. Are you fucking blind? And he's like, it's called respect, so go sit at the table. I'm like, a table that's not like this. Or this kind of chair. It's one of those tables that are like, pretty much 5 feet off the fucking ground, and you think that's safe for a child? I don't even like sitting on those things. Because it's a pain in the ass to get on and off. And it's like, no, you're not thinking of safety for anyone, actually. It was bad enough that you still kept it even when you shouldn't have even had that kind of furniture, even when your kids were little like that. That's why I'm like, you have the fucking nerve to tell us to go sit there and let your kids and everyone else sit there on the couch to eat? She wasn't making a mess and I was making sure of it. And he was being a total asshole about it. And I'm like, oh, shut up. I should have just said, oh, shut up and go fuck yourself and go upstairs. Because that's all you ever do is sit on your lazy ass and watch TV in your room or whatever the fuck you do in that room. I don't know what the hell you do. You just stay up in your room and hide the whole fucking day. It's like you're being a lazy bum right now. And then the whole, when he does his Zoom meeting for that, Alex said it's because of he's teaching a class, and I'm like, then he can go fucking to the school and actually do the actual work. and not make us be gone for the whole fucking day twice like this. And I'm like, and he's really getting paid for this? I mean, are you sure that's what he's really doing? Because I have troubles believing that for a minute. Because why would it only happen 2 times? If he's, say, being a, being like a teacher, which I don't think he's really qualified for one because of who he is and how he acts, and he has another job, but obviously he's not really doing that job much because he's always home, not doing much of anything. And I'm like, so you're making your own wife do all the work? Why you be a lazy bum? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Jessica, you obviously have to straighten that situation out because that marriage is gonna fall apart, and I don't think she's gonna want that because it took her a long time to finally find a good man, but he's not a good man anymore now. Because for a long while, I mean, he was a good person. And now 12 years, it's like 12 years into the marriage. Now it's like, I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this man? He needs to get help and figure out what the fuck is. He needs to fucking fix himself because he's not okay at all. But yeah. Anyways, have a good night. And please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it.